Don't see it yet. But my phone screws up, so let me try to reload it.
Hey everybody, we are just at 40 seconds from Season 2 of AFOL Spotlight Live beginning. I'd love to hear you in the chat. Tell us, here's Boone's mic. How's Boone's mic sound? Moto, you want to give us a test?
Yeah, I can hear you great, Boone. Hopefully I sound fine too.
All right, that was Moto's mic. Let us know how are the mics sounding. And we are 15 seconds away, people. Dave Morgan says both mics sound great.
Excellent.
3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone. Boone here. Welcome back for Season 2 of AFOL Spotlight Live. I have my good buddy Moto with me. Moto is in the house. How you doing, dude?
I'm doing great, Boone. How are you?
Good. I am so glad to be here. I'm so glad to see you. I'm so glad to have you here. Everyone, this Season 2 of AFOL Spotlight Live.
It's happening!
Let's go! Climb aboard this proverbial Winnebago. We're talking about the awesome fans of Lego. So build your mock and shift it into drive. It's time for AFOL Spotlight Live.
Moto, I am so pleased that you are here with me. I met you through, I was going to say I met you through AFOL Spotlight Live, but it was really through one of my build challenges. Is that right?
Yeah, I've got the build up on the shelf too. I was putting together a spaceship. I was trying to do something fast and just get something down in a week, and I sent it into you, and it sort of took you a while, but it sort of registered when Richard and Flynn in that, I believe was when they weren't airing the show for a week, there was a week off, and you had a bunch of the Lego Masters cast in there, and you're there playing the game of who can we get on the stream.
Oh yeah.
It was Flynn. My good friend Flynn said Michael Kanemoto. You're like, who is that? But I happened to be in the chat, and that was really the first time we interacted. Was I just made a mad scramble to set everything up, and then I was building the thing.
Yeah. Speaking of the chat, you're usually in the chat,
Usually
moderating.
in the chat.
You're
Yes,
not going to be
I know.
moderating tonight, but we have our wonderful moderators, Perry Wang, Dave Morgan. They are with us tonight. We'll see if any others show up. But in the chat, I see Lego-matic, Heated Boo, Tessa Lennox, Orange Bricks, see you later, Lex Sand. Hey, dude, how you doing? Let's see, M Potato Cabbage 98. That's a great name. Cody Otley. Oh, sorry, Cody. I always struggle when I see people and they don't have their whole first name. They don't have their full name, but I know who they are, and I let their full name slip, so I hope I didn't cause a YouTube faux pas there. Orange Bricks, Blair Archer, Holly. We're having a real party here. Everybody is in the house.
Holy cow.
Thank you all for watching. So I need to get a couple of things out of the way real quick. I know there are going to be people in the chat who say, Boone, where have you been? You haven't published anything for a month. Boone, when is the channel, what is it, the build challenge review coming? And I have answers to those questions. I have been spending every day, every hour with my wife Danny building Boone's Build Camp, and we've been working on it for a couple of months, and it has just taken our heart and soul, and it is going really awesome. And you can find info about that at boonsbuildcamp.com if that is something you or someone in your family might be interested in right now. But that is what has been taking so much of my time. And that second question, it's been awesome, it's been incredible, but now I'm hoping that we're in a rhythm that is going to allow me to get back into AFOL Spotlight and back into some of the other awesome content that I know you trust me to create. So we're back in it. Tomorrow, the challenge review video for my Extraordinary Creatures is coming. It's going to be a live stream. I believe it's going to be at 2 p.m. Pacific time. My buddy Samuel from Lego Masters, my buddy Manny from Lego Masters, at least, and maybe some other Lego Masters contestants are going to be helping me review the latest, which isn't that late. It have people who submitted like a month ago, and they're like, Boone, what's going on? Where's the review challenge video? So it's coming tomorrow. We're gonna do it live. It's gonna be awesome. Moto, I don't want to take any more time from you other than to say that Jake the Sadovich is in the chat tonight. Everyone say hi to Jake. Moto, dude,
no pressure.
How is the world treating you right now?
I gotta say, it's treating me well. It's summer, and my son is enrolled in Boone's Build Camp. So one of the challenges was to build some object that he liked. So he took a Nerf dart and made a Nerf dart using a bunch of tires, which I thought was like the most crazy imaginative thing.
It's interesting.
And you gave him feedback, and I read it back to him, and yeah, we're rolling strong in the Boone's Build Camp. So thank you very much.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's
You're welcome.
Most of the time, if you build a replica of something out of Lego, you're building it smaller than it is in real life. but the Nerf dart got like 3 times bigger in as a Lego replica.
That's the beauty of the mind of a small art director,
Yeah.
It's just just picking stuff up and slamming it together is great.
Awesome.
But yeah, it's going okay. I'm fan zoning. I'm glad to be here. I'm really excited.
That's awesome. So Moto, we always start off AFOL Spotlight Live by talking about the fan community itself. This is if you are watching and you don't know what the name of this show means, AFOL stands for Adult Fans of Lego, but I know not all of my viewers are adults, so it can also mean the awesome fans of Lego. And if you ever want to catch us, you can always catch AFOL Spotlight Live at youtube.com/Boone Builds/live. And now is the time that I like to invite everyone to go ahead and, if you're watching on YouTube, click that bell icon, because that's going to let you know when we are going live in the future. But Moto, how did you get connected with the Lego fan community?
I got connected by so I started to be an AFOL for about a year before I connected with any community members. And in Denver we had it's now the Denver Pop Culture Convention, but it was the Denver Comic-Con convention.
Yeah.
And walking through that with a friend, we got to a section where all of these mocks and amazing large-scale builds were just set up across tables, and I had never seen anything like it. And I had just completed my first mock, I think, only like a month or two before the event. So I completed in like May of 2017. The event was in June. And I'm kind of one of those shy, kind of staring there. And one of the members walked up to me and started talking to me, and I said, I don't know, I've got this model. It was on the Brothers Brick, and he's just like, all of a sudden he's like, you need to join a lug.
Yeah.
Yeah, and from there it quickly cascaded. So Lug puts on that event. I'm now a member of DenLug, which is the Denver Lego Users Group, and it's sort of snowballed. Meeting, and with all the streaming going on, I'd done that for a while through Julian's Pink Bucket Nation. That's why I've got a pink bucket back there.
Oh, nice.
And and now Tricky Lug, and of course being a moderator for you. So it's kind of, I'd say it's really wild that I've never physically met a lot of my current AFOL buddies and friends. It's always, it's been in this kind of lockdown world, but it's still exciting nonetheless to just kind of, be with you guys and hang out and talk about cool Lego stuff.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Moto. It's been such a pleasure getting to know you, and I look forward to the day when we happen to cross paths out in the real world.
Oh man, with anybody, any of these new friends, of course. Yeah.
Hey, well, what do you think? Should we dive into show and tell?
Absolutely, sure.
Here's the intro. Oh, I guess show and tell doesn't have a song. Show and tell doesn't have a song yet. All right. What do you got for us, man? We're going to try out a new layout for season 2 of AFOL Spotlight Live, where Moto is going to share his screen with us. So let's see what happens with that.
Yeah, we've got a
Go
season
to
2 new tech.
Here. Yeah, look at that.
Look at that.
That's
All right,
sweet.
so yeah, so I use Flickr, and I have created a custom album just for this event. So if anybody goes back to my profile, they'll be able to revisit all of these things. I'm going to dive right in. Of course, the standard Moto Lego logo. You know, a couple weeks or a month old. Always fun. Yeah, I'll dive right in. So this is my very first mock I ever created. And I wanted to kind of bring up Brick Rogers while I'm here.
Oh,
So Boone, you built Brick Rogers, and you had this, you know, amazing display in 2018. And for me, I was a big fan of classic space. So when I
Yeah.
started my first mock, I really went back to the same 1950s idea of a football-shaped spaceship. And that kind of gave me the body shape work. And of course, being the first model I made, it took me a while to kind of figure out what I was going to do. So it definitely has this really kind of wild look to it, where there's a hexagon in the front with some windows, which is really unusual. You know, most people build kind of, you know, Lego's very much kind of a square or rectangular system.
right.
And for me, I wanted to build something that was very radial in design.
It's so
And-
beautiful.
and-
Can you
yeah.
zoom in a little bit on that?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh, and you even got some classic space logos in there.
Yeah, I custom printed a sticker and ordered it. And so it was a friendly, well, I call, you know, the bright colors. I build with bright colors. So the idea is kind of like elves in space, or,
Sure.
you know, magic and space coming together. But yeah, I'm a designer, so I replicated the classic space logo, but I printed it on different bright colors. And this one was the, you know, azure blue. Classic space shuttle. I've got the bumblebee pattern, you know, layered in there as a
Yeah.
little detail. And then, yeah, a lot of, you can see another sticker there, but I've got little snot work going on the engines. And what's cool is there's some play features with this one. So this front rotates independent of the body.
Sorry, I just went to the wrong thing. I want to see if.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go. So if I bounce to you, I just want to see if there are sometimes if I want to remove us, I can. So there
Yeah,
you
excellent.
go. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I wanted to mention that this front end is on a gear floating mechanism where it can rotate independently of the body. And it's also connected with rails that then what holds it in is those old train magnets into the body. So it can eject off. I thought that was a fun play feature. This back reactor, if you turn it, there's a gearing mechanism that scissor the engines up and down. And because I was kind of thinking kind of like a, you know, in that mindset of building a set, you know, it had to have play features. That was the idea. But yeah, I've got all sorts of crazy, I'll zoom in super close here. I got some crazy greebles going on with antennas.
Ah,
Yeah, all sorts of crazy stuff going on there.
dude, you are so good with parts and with color, man. I know I emphasize over and over and over again how important color scheme, color choice is
Yeah.
in builds, and you blow me away with things that I never would have thought of, and it's clean and it's beautiful, but it's also out there. Like it's not bland, it's not boring. It's radical. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, and and sort of the progression. This is a revisit, by the way. This is the original model, but I managed to get a technique to close the nose off and then add in, you know, this kind of funky, awesome Friends elements and kind of a sci-fi theme.
Yeah.
And you know, a little gem reactor. You'll see that show up on and off. So yeah, kind of echoing, you know, Brick Rogers is I started with this model, but it became a theme that I call Astra, where you're going to see every build that I do, or the majority of the builds that I do, kind of fall into this theme. So that when I put a display together, it kind of all pulls together. Yeah, with the colors and the kind of the overall thought.
Yeah. Hey, a couple things. Do
Sure.
you know Deppy Shep bricks? They said
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, so they said Moto knows how to integrate the weirdest parts into his builds and does a great job. And again, a little bit lower, said Moto needs more subs. So why don't we just quickly, before you move on, where can people find you? I can pull something up here. Where do you have YouTube? Do you have
I
Insta,
have
Flickr? What do you need?
I have yes, I do YouTube, but it's not my primary method of engaging with people.
Okay.
Flickr is for the technical nerds who want to get into techniques and really see how I evolve my models.
And
and
it
then
is you are your full name at Flickr?
I think it's just this top part. It's just
Um,
flickr.com/photos/Kanemoto.
Okay, flickr.com/ I'm gonna go there.
Sure. And then Instagram, I'm moto.lego.
Find it. Okay,
And that's
Instagram.
like Instagram's like the easiest way to see my portfolio of builds, and from there it links to Flickr anyway. So if you just go to moto, at moto.lego on Instagram,
All right, here we are.
That's sort of the jumping off point into the Motoverse.
This is it, everybody. On Instagram, moto.lego. Deppy Shepbricks was right. Moto needs more followers. Head on over here. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look what he's done with his Instagram. Moto, you're incredible, man. This is the wolf, and we're gonna get to that in a little bit, right? But the way you curated your Instagram wall is just nuts. I've seen people do this before, but you're really taking it. You're taking it to the nth degree. So everybody, go over there to Instagram. It's moto.lego. It's a great brand too. There. What about your? Is that a Is this a Kevin Hinkle we got here on the Instagram, or who did your avatar there?
Yeah, so if you're looking at the face picture, that is a Kevin Hinkle original. He did a bearded version, a non-bearded version, and then the Moto Lego was a collaboration between Hinkle and myself. We're both designers, and it really was awesome to work with Kevin as an artist, as a graphic designer, and then also mixing it with my own graphic design background.
That's awesome.
I've got a BFA in industrial design and then a mechanical engineering degree, so I love being able to collaborate with other artists and kind of pull things together.
That's rad. Nice job, man. This is good stuff.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, all right. What else you got? You want to show us another mock here?
Yeah, I'm gonna just cruise through the images I had. There's a side view. There's the detail in those, but we already saw that. One of the next builds I did was everyone sort of gets in this mode where they want to replicate something from pop culture, and for me, it was the TV show Supernatural. It's on the CW. I think it's just wrapped up, but the iconic build from the TV show Supernatural is a 1967 Chevy Impala four-door. And for me, this is just kind of the composite view of me learning how to do kind of more complicated snot work and paneling. This was really where I was starting to get into the idea of building studs outward and then surfacing them with slopes. So like, I was looking at a video with Holly today. She did a lot of slopes on top. I don't know what to call slot, but this idea of shaping with curved slopes to get this really smooth appearance. And Jake's pedal car is a great example of that, or his airplane of where I'm seeing builders pull in and really knock out great shapes by using these new curved slopes that have come out.
Oh yeah,
and then
man, that's beautiful.
And if I go into like this image, you can see there's the vintage. I always throw vintage pieces in there as a shout out, but those little chrome pieces as the top lights.
Yeah.
I'm just going to advance a little bit. So this is all brick built. If you're familiar with the show Supernatural, these are some of the main characters, but their trunk contains like a big demon hunting assortment of weapons. What I loved about the show is they were based in Lawrence, Kansas, and I lived there, so I replicated the Kansas license plate. Just awesome. Just a true fan appreciation build for me.
I was gonna ask you if this might be an ideas project for you in the future, but I think maybe I don't know if the contents of the trunk of the car
Yeah, it's
Make
way.
it
I mean, yeah, it's a bit on the. Well, it is CW, so it's more on the the safer side of young adult fiction. But yeah, it's pretty gnarly and definitely falls into that fun horror sort of genre.
awesome.
I wanted to mention I did come back to this, and as the title says, instructions. I have instructions, stickers, the parts list, and the full render of this model. So if anybody wants to take this sucker on, I'd recommend you look through the manual before you buy any of the pieces because there's some really, hardcore stuff going on, like painting of elements and, making your element by cutting a grill and gluing it back together. But yeah, this is how I taught myself Bricklink Studio was recreating this.
That sounds like Jake Sadovich level stuff.
I'm
Painting
not
stuff,
as familiar with.
painting stuff, cutting stuff up, whatever, man.
I've only cut a part once, and it was on this model. That front grille just wouldn't look right without the angle.
Yeah, when I turned Chirrut Imwe into Pee Wee Herman, I did do a little bit of Dremel rotary tool work on the face, just to take the scowl down a notch before putting the smile on. But, all right, this is awesome. Hey,
yeah.
What do you think? Can we bounce back and forth a little bit between stuff on the
Sure.
Flickr and stuff that you have in your room there, or does that fit with what you have in mind?
Whatever works for you, man.
Awesome. I know.
So yeah, I've got some stuff behind me. It's just a matter of what am I going to choose? I don't know. How about the first model you ever saw of mine? Would that work?
Yes, do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right.
Is it the egg?
No.
Oh, it's the one you submitted to my build challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned it. It's the one I submitted to your build challenge. So this one You
built this thing in a week?
It was more like 5 days, I think,
Yeah.
including the base. Yeah.
It's incredible.
So we're going to review a lot of the stuff that I build, but I wanted to see, hey, do I get any faster over time with all the techniques I've learned? And it turns out the answer is yes.
I'm going to put you, I'm going to put you full screen so that we can see as much of that as possible. This is everybody's favorite part of the show. When people start showing off the stuff that they actually have in their studio, I think we've always got to remember to do more of this. Oh, dude, it is so incredible. I feel like you make me want to start building more spaceships because what I imagine you doing there, and correct me if I'm wrong, when I build a Batmobile, I have a very vague idea in my head, and I dive into the pieces, and I let the pieces lead the way. Is that similar to your process?
Yeah, I don't do any CAD modeling. I don't make drawings. I just start putting bricks together. And, I'll lift this off the base, and I probably can't ever get it back on, so I'm going to have to set it aside. But
it's fine. It's incredible.
But yeah, I kind of started with the engines. They took the most amount of time. I'm using a technique it's all clipped and bar elements. Absolutely. Jeez. Basketball hoops, one of my favorites. I've got some dust on there, but it's okay. But yeah, the idea of very detailed engine build is kind of my mantra, using what I call clip and bar techniques, which is all the clips and the bars kind of coming together. And then from there, just after that, the sandwich body, this part only took maybe, I could say, an hour or two, and then kind of throwing that funky, Jurassic Park module on the front.
Yeah, man,
and then I like to do, I don't know what to call it. It's like the more techniques you pick up along the way, you kind of can start to mix, Bionicle and other stuff together to kind of get the effect you want. And dots had just been introduced, so I had to use the dots, for the highlights, and then, using the Sweet Mayhem ball set stickers on there. And then you might appreciate this if you're a fan of classic space. So those are the old original vintage printed bricks on there.
That's awesome. And you just worked right into the whole, just streamline of that side of the ship. That's incredible.
Yeah, and it's a dual-sided kind of thing. So it kind of is, it's replicated.
You don't have like a bottom that you never want to show anybody. Brickaroo Bonsai in the chat says, Moto does great bar builds, so I'm assuming
Mhm.
is Brickaroo saying like using bars and clips and a lot of
Yeah,
things
yeah,
that
yeah.
don't.
So one of the things that I've done, which I think is a kind of a unique technique, is, and hopefully we'll get to one of the builds where I use it. Yeah, see this part always pops off. That's the problem with model making, folks. Um, is that I use a lot of exclusively gist clip and bar pieces to make almost like it's like a miniature version of Technic,
Yeah.
where you can completely break the grid up, and I'll show like I have a vehicle later on in the presentation where we'll really dig into that kind of idea set.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. I think it would be cool to maybe do like 2 in the presentation and 1 in the room. Oh no.
Oh, okay. So everybody,
You all saw it here.
we always talk about how Lego is sometimes about failure, and sometimes it's about things not working out or dropping things, and it's all part of the journey. I don't even get upset.
Yeah.
In fact, I've dropped this model. I think this is the 3rd time I've completely destroyed it. So it's okay. It's going to take maybe 30 minutes to get back together, and I'm just going to scoop up all the pieces and kind of throw them to the side here real quick.
Moto, I am so pleased that everyone just got to witness your attitude around that experience.
Yeah.
Because
Man down.
Yeah, that happened to us. That's happened to me at conventions before.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ewok Adventureland at 1 a.m. on the morning of the day we were going to set it up, completely crashed into the back of my van, and I had to completely rebuild it at the convention center that morning before everyone else got to it to contribute. Perry was coming to contribute his parts. Richard and Flynn were coming to contribute their parts. Sam came and did a little bit of work. Mark came and did a little bit of work. But during Lego Masters, things would break, and the challenge producers, or not, the story producers would be there like, oh, how do you feel about this? Like, what's going on in your mind or in your heart right now? And I was always like, look, there's only 2 options. Either we rebuild it or we don't. It's not like, I mean, it was unfortunate, the 1 or 2 times that it really happened right before the end of a challenge and there wasn't time to fix it. But yeah, you're going to be in this hobby. That's something you get used to. So I
get used to stuff.
I love that everyone got to see your wonderful attitude about that. All right, and we look forward to what's the name of that ship?
This is the Glasswing Glider.
Glasswing Glider.
Yeah.
Let everyone know. Let everyone know when the Glasswing Glider is back together. And thank you for taking risks right here on season 2 of AFOL Spotlight Live.
Yeah, I would not be here if I didn't take a risk. When I was doing the first build in front of you in the live stream.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna lean. I was building that egg and I was putting the dome on top. What you may not have noticed.
Hold on. We just lost your audio.
Okay. I'm back now. I can hear you now.
Yep, you're back now.
Okay, that was weird. But yeah, what I did is I took the dome and I only studded it in 4 places very loosely. It could have just shattered apart, but I was kind of like trying to get something done, and kind of being amongst the Lego Masters, I figured, you guys pushed on the show, I might as well push it at home, and it worked out.
Wow.
Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes stuff breaks.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
You want to head back to the Flickr?
I will get there.
I'm pulling up a version of the. Is this okay? I can do that. Here we go. That's that, and I'm gonna put us here. Cool. And
ready?
I am ready. I'm just saying hi to. Let's see. Jonathan David said hi. Hi, Jonathan. Joey the Soulless is with us. Mad Raptor Stop Motion has joined us. I think. Oh, King Clank is here. Jeff McElwee. And who I saw, Ben Kahn, one of our lovely moderators, joined us at some point in the past, and maybe he's still with there. Paws Up 5 says Boone Builds, big fan. Thank you so much, Paws Up. All right, Moto, this is nuts. What do we got going on here?
Sure.
Feel free to zoom in like as early as you want.
I'm going to
Awesome,
just
cool.
touch it once. So this was the first display I put on after about a year of building. So of course the first mock, I've extended the base. I like to use red for my bases. So I called this the Blacktron attack on Redstone 5. So what I had built after the spaceship, I don't want to zoom in that much. I'll just start here. So this is a Blacktron mechanical mecha dragon. And then I had a Star Knight over here to protect the base. And then I had a couple utility mechs and robots. And I just slammed this entire base out in like one evening just to get kind of a theme together. But yeah, I was starting to learn how to use, to build, well, first to build a mech. And we talked about clip and bar. I know it's hard to see, but most of this is a couple of mixel joints to of course build the mecha together, and build kind of this sci-fi space knight in there. And then of course, instead of yellow black yellow for the Bumblebee, I've got gold black gold, so trying to get that classic space vibe back. And then here, this was a really fun mixel joint based dragon, kind of a mechanical evil Blacktron dragon. You can see someone's pew-pewing at it right down there. And of course, this guy's freaking out. But yeah, this was my first time assembling a display for a convention.
Awesome.
And that was what, July 27th of 2018. This is the rear view because I wanted you guys to see kind of some of the details that go into that mech, where it's got a rocket pack. Always throwing the kind of the magical elements in there with the Pegasus wings in gold. And then I think this is the first time you guys can actually see that rear reactor in the translucent purple, which is another color I really love.
Oh, that's cool. It's really good stuff. I mean, even just that, what's the thing that's on the very right? Is that just some sort of like radio tower or something?
Yeah, that was just like a little,
even that
15, yeah, it was so like cool. A 10-minute, I have what I call a greeble bag. So a lot of people, they spend time, you and me, everybody's, we've sorted pieces before. This is nothing new. But what I do to save sorting time is when I get down to these little greeble elements, I'm not Bricklink storing them in like every little container. I just throw all the greebles into a bag.
Yeah.
And so what I can do is like I have them by color. I know I'm insane by sorting by color first. That's, by the way, kids, that's a bad idea to start there. But yeah, I could just go into my gray greeble bag and just smash out an antenna very quickly and throw some translucent pieces on and call it a 10-minute day and just jam it on a base just to get something out there.
Perry said these ships really feel like something advanced and alien. So cool.
Yeah, good. Speaking of ships, yeah.
Oh my goodness, Moto.
Yeah, so here we go. The second year, I started going a little bit bigger in scale. So I want to stop for a minute and say that every time I build something, I'm trying to learn a new technique and master it. So it's not just about making a model, which it is, and telling a story, which it is, but it's also for me about challenging myself to an entirely new building technique, which I can then fold in, and keep compounding on over time. So this is called the Luna. It's over 100 stud long. It's a true ship, capital SHIP. And what I was trying to learn is how to do the beautiful long-shaped brick-built spaceship wings that you tend to see from time to time from really, really adept builders. So the idea was, how broad and long of a brick-built wing can I build before the whole thing wants to collapse? How far can I push that envelope? And so I made a minifig scale ship. This one was, I'd say I jumped ahead to the 1970s for inspiration on this one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
it's awesome. It looks
so
like
yeah.
It looks like something off the cover of like an Electric Light Orchestra or Boston album.
Yeah,
some sort of. Yeah, it's really rad.
So my love of translucent blue continues, but this time I went with the bright orange found from Chima, as the as the highlight color, and you know, and sort of I've evolved now to where the Bumblebee stripe really was a black gold pattern for my personal aesthetic. But I'm covering up a lot of sneaky stuff going underneath to keep the structure intact. This is the first time I built a Technic core into the model. So, you know, when in doubt, Technic, and you can see I'm starting to use the idea of a triangulated truss running through this thing to keep it together.
Awesome.
You know, yeah. Neat part usage. You know, Atlantis gates because of reasons. Magical wands for engines. Why not? And then Jake Sadovich, I painted the hoops gold because, you know, I had to, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as painted elements, the hoops and the little bit of slopes there, and then nothing else. I really try to be as purist as possible, but every once in a while I have to break down and just make it work. And then the back end kind of has this really nice, I think it was an elves element coming in to give it a little bit of, you know, detail and kick, and then some, you know, gold greebling because I love metallics. I'm just in love with metallics.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
so cool. Hey, real quick here, I'm enjoying the pace here. We're doing well. While I was, oh my goodness, Tricky Bricks is in the chat. We've got Flynn and or Richard saying hi to everybody.
Gosh. What the heck?
Flynn, Richard, whether it's one or both of you, we love you. Thanks for being here.
Oh,
This is awesome.
I feel like my entire online streaming experience is like collapsing into a single stream.
Okay, so can you stop your screen share for just a moment?
Will do.
I want to break this up with a little bit of fun here.
Okay.
We've had some questions in the live chat, and we will get to everyone. I promise we will get to a Q&A at the end-ish of this live stream. But Perry, my buddy Perry, he is a wonderful friend, an incredible builder, and he is one of our beautiful moderators for this chat. And he has in the past had some interesting questions that would kind of like, you know, add some fun to the AFOL Spotlight Live. Hey Perry, is there any chance in the live chat could you remind me of one of those fun questions for me to ask Moto? And we'll do it like right now, or we'll let him show one more. I'd love to see it. So Perry, give us that. And then let's see. I'll make one other quick little announcement. I've had this idea of a game I want to try to play. I told you about it, right?
No, let's play it.
Okay. We would need another volunteer. And we're not going to do it right now. We'll do it like later in the stream if we get around to it, because we would need another volunteer, and it would be purely like humoring me for my entertainment because I think it's fun, and we'll see how it goes. But we're nowhere near being set up to actually play this game. And the volunteer needs to be someone I know and trust for this first time. And it needs to be someone who wouldn't mind like getting on the call tonight with us, and I can send you the link. And it needs to be someone who is somewhat familiar with how to use Bricklink. And if I can get one person to volunteer to do that with me and Moto sometime before the end of this stream, I will send you the link to join, and we'll just play a little game, and you will be the guinea pigs. Are you willing to be a guinea pig for a game, Moto?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm really curious how this is going to roll. I'm like ready to kind of start getting my buckets of brick out.
No,
and, like,
it's purely online.
Okay.
It's purely
All right.
online. You don't have to build anything. But
darn.
You kind of have to know Bricklink.
Okay.
And
how's the Perry Stump the Chump question coming along?
Let's
Did he
see.
manage to flip one out there?
Perry said, if Lego sets were edible, which would you eat?
Okay, well, the best food is from the Friends line, so it'd be Friends. It would be the bakery, probably from the Friends line, because it's got like good food in there anyway.
Okay, but then you can eat the windows and walls too.
Oh, yeah, why not? I mean, I mean, Lego could do it if they injected, you know, the sugar hard enough into those molds, man. It would probably
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, and eat the mini dolls first, because you don't want to become friends with them before you have to turn on them and eat them.
Well, it would get really awkward when it got to their cute little animals. I
Yeah.
couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Oh, thank you, Perry. I see your other one in there, Perry. We'll get back to that one when we need to switch it up a little bit more. Moto, you want to go back to the pictures or show us something in your studio?
I'll pull another model. Why not?
Do it.
Let's go with the next one over.
Oh my gosh, this thing is so cool.
Okay, yeah. So this is Ragsy's favorite of all my builds. It is basically a really quick exercise. Only took a couple hours to do. But the seat part, because I love, whenever I build fast, I like to kind of start with the seat part, the idea was, how do I utilize this trolls? I feel like I need a better background there. Okay, can you guys see that, hopefully? So yeah, it's a very cool idea of where I started with the Trolls pod and eventually went with a black theme because I thought that, you know, I didn't have enough punk rock sort of fun bad guy things going down. So yeah, you know, once again, vintage parts, the classic chrome screw piece element, you know, using the little magic wands on the end there. And then the bottoms are these, you know, vicious claws coming off of these feet. So it almost looks like, you know, I know it's not appropriate to mention COVID, but it's a reality. So kind of like a Faj that could, you know, get onto something. And then, of course, I'm utilizing the Sam Hatmaker wings just because they're fun and cute and lovely. But yeah, just a quick little one morning sit down and slam something out kind of build, and it turned out kind of nice. And yeah, you talk about theme colors. Yeah,
it's so beautiful. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
And the
Yeah, thank you.
butterflies and the. How did you attach to the bottom of the pod? Because the bottom of the pod is what you have at the top, correct?
Yeah, so I'm building. I build it inverted. So I'm just going to take this apart.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
okay.
I'm reverse studding.
I see it.
The shell, and then I'm using the axle
Awesome.
through the you know, the column members to get that inversion to get it right side up again. And the same thing happens on the bottom where it's the studs. I'm sorry, I can't get it that close to the camera, but you can see I've got studs going in, which then branch out to the, once again, good old clip and bar elements forming those legs.
That's awesome. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm texting Blair right now. He might be our guest contestant here. Okay.
Oh boy.
Why don't you come back, Moto, and let's check out a couple more things on the stream, on the Flickr. Does that sound good to you?
Sorry, I just stepped on one of those Lego pieces from that model that broke, and that always feels awesome. Okay, as we all know. So let me go back to the album as a whole and advance.
It's all so rad, man.
Yeah, so due to the sake of time, I'm going to jump into just now. I had other pictures I wanted to show of this model, but this is called the Shuttle Bff. So as you can see, I finished this before the Lego Movie 2 came out. So I had seen the previews, and I was trying to guess where the movie would land, and my hope was they'd have something like this. So the idea, yeah, it's elves and friends working together to fly off into the Sistar system. And you can see I've got, you know, a Sputnik, which we call Cute Nick.
Oh, are you able to zoom in on that while it's playing or not?
I can't. No, unfortunately.
That's fine. That's fine. Thank you. This is beautiful. It's incredible.
But yeah, you can. It's very bird-like. I will give one more image.
On the tarmac.
Yeah, so I built extra vehicles, of course. The back opens up like a cargo plane. I've got all the friends and elves. They're able to sit together with their pets in the back. And sorry, I don't want to zoom in that much. I want to mention one cool thing about, yeah.
Oh, go on.
Yep. I do want to mention with this photo, so I made this as, I'm going to give away a little bit of a builder secret here. I wanted to demonstrate all of the different things that I've learned over time. So if you look at the front, I'm using the standard airplane body pieces as you'd expect them to be in a set.
Yeah.
So that is kind of like, oh, okay, I started by doing set building. The clip and bar engines were, of course, the clip and bar methods, which I love. I did a new type of Technic sandwich technique for the wings to kind of talk about how I'd learned Technic structures and incorporating those into a build. I then went into that a really hardcore snot structure that just kind of integrated nicely with the front to show that I'd learned snot techniques and using the open windows in a very airy sort of build. And then I finished it off with Technic elements toward the back. So it's showing that I'd kind of mastered the ability to use Technic panels in a build. So it really was, kind of starts as my building journey. It's kind of a metaphor for my building journey from the top all the way to the back. I just want to kind of point that out. That's kind of, and then once again, the bumblebee stripes show up. But yeah, that's that build.
Oh man, it's incredible. I love using a combination of Technic and system.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like almost every build I do has some combination. And it
Oh,
just,
you're gonna love this.
It's so cool. This reminds me of something, from like a newer, Lost in Space or something like that. It's really, really wonderful, and it's like so. What's the word? It's just so right for kind of science fiction that it almost seems in my mind like it should be something I've seen before, but I haven't. This is your original design.
Yeah, it is. And I have two of these. I built the frame out and finished this. I always put notes in my Flickr album. Spaced out panels traveled. Oh shoot, I didn't. Anyway, I remember knocking this out in only a week, along with the sister one. And the Brothers Brick did show this on their site. They picked it up and they really enjoyed it well, which is kind of cool. But I'll get to the frame later. But once I built the frame, which took the majority of the time, I really liked how I had the Technic panels, and then using the smaller stud-faced out elements to do once again the slope work that just kind of made that perfect little body work.
Yeah.
And then the hot air balloon elements as the fenders, it just kind of cleaned up nice. And then reversing that Slave 1 in translucent blue into the brick built front. So kind of like, instead of putting what would have been in windscreen from the front and kind of reversing it was kind of a nice little deal. And then of course, well, not of course, but I got a vintage part thrown in there because of reasons.
Yeah, yeah.
Let
me tell you what one of my favorite things is. I love how the the transparent elements there sort of just sweep back into the Technic elements. I just built this Batmobile a couple weeks ago. And
do you want me to stop sharing so you can show it?
Yeah, here, I'll go to me. I can just go to me. So
yeah, just go to you.
I built this Batmobile a couple weeks ago, and it was just sort of a free build. And I came up with this, it's so subtle, but this is like a Technic sort of spoiler that connects into the base or the back of the sort of engine hood area with some Technic pins, and then it sweeps right up into the windscreen here. And it's got some areas, some of these nice curved areas where these hoses can come out and sort of connect to other areas. And so I just really, and I remember when Mark and I saw Jake Sadovich's Pod Racer, and Mark and I were each compelled to build our own Pod Racer, and that was, I remember when I was building those Pod Racer engines, I really practiced a lot of dancing back and forth between the system geometry and the Technic geometry, and I really have a lot of fun with that. So it's wonderful to see how you do that with this. But I think maybe my absolute favorite piece is at the very nose, where you've got that pointed windshield piece that comes down, and the two sloped bricks, the one with studs on top, and the one with the whole thing is the whole thing. Anyway, but
well, no, there's a bit of mode. So I'll talk about it.
yeah.
So these two pieces are held together by jamming those blue half Technic pins into the gap to get a reverse stud.
Yep.
So yeah, they're stud facing outwards both ends, and that's how I got a mirror image of that. It's a very hack thing, but I like it. And then of course the flag elements trying to close that gap up is kind of fun too. Yeah.
The way that flag, that's what I was gonna say. The way that flag just marries right up to the angle of the front of that windshield piece, it's just awesome. And now that you've zoomed in on this area, and we can see all those old, like the flashlight element and the megaphone element and the handlebars in there, this is really something. Really,
so that's a great segue. I wanted to show, this is a work in progress. So if we take all the cladding off, so I talked about clip and bar. This is kind of the end result of, if you collect a ton of the bar elements, like the Star Wars robot bodies, the handlebars, the Exoforce robot arms, and these great connectors. I don't know who came up with these at Lego, but they're genius. But yeah, a lot of the lightsaber blades, and then what I call the umbrella stands, which are the 6 bar length. If you kind of take that as a subset of building within the Lego totality, you can do some really, it almost gets down to like the original plastic model making, where I interned at Chrysler Design Studio. I was very fortunate to do that, and so I understood automotive design because I did it for a summer. But I wanted to go back and try to quickly take that knowledge and apply it to make some sort of vehicle. And so I've got, the idea of brake calipers in there, or the rod and bar suspension elements. And then the seat part was a little motorcycle body in blue. And then of course a little reactor engine. But as you can see, it's about it exists outside its own thing, where you can really start to mess with really complex geometry and angles.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah, if you scroll back on my Flickr to a couple, probably almost 3 years ago, I had 3 different bar and clip elements, and I was just sort of experimenting with the geometry. And it's just sort of this weird jungle gym thing, and I put a couple of like the Lego fly, like the Wizard of Oz flying monkeys like dangling from it, and it's nothing. Like there's nothing to it other than it was just kind of an exercise in what kinds of shapes can I play with. That's a lot of fun. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna see if how long till that segment, and email the link to BL. Oh, okay. Yes. So Blair is in. Blair is going to be our other guinea pig for my secret Bricklink game.
I don't know if this is a good idea. Well, of course it's a good idea. I just want to give Blair some heat, and that guy and his freaky elements, man.
I have no idea how this is going to go. Let's see. Should we save that for? It is 6:53. Should we save that for a little bit later, or should we do it now?
If you don't mind, I only have 3 more models to show.
That's great. We're gonna do 3 more models. So Blair, if you're listening, we're gonna do 3 more models. Let's say we'll be playing my my secret game by 6:15, 7:15 maybe. Does 20 minutes give you enough time, or should we say 7:30?
No, 7:15 is great.
7:15. All right, there you go, Blair. 7:15. I'm gonna send you the link. Here we go. Moto, what's next?
Yeah. Okay, so this is the Prosperity, and this was myself trying to learn Technic as a building method, and trying to master Technic. So if you look at this, it's where does one even begin?
I think I just put the invite link to the thing on the screen with your. Let's see. I might need to.
We're gonna get hacked.
No.
Oh yeah, you did. Oops, that's okay.
Let me see.
Ignore the man behind the curtain.
Maybe I can. There, I did it again. Can I change any of this? Well, all right. Hold on.
I'm holding.
I don't know. No, you keep going. I'm sorry. I'm being
Okay.
distracting.
So Boone shall quickly recover, and I will be the straight man who starts to talk about his build. So you can get a sense of scale by looking at the classic minifig space guy on top, and they're peppered in throughout this whole build. But what I wanted to do is build a Technic structure for a spaceship that would be the flagship. So this ship is sort of like if you took my very first mock, that Chrysalis build, and blew it up to 2 meters or 7.5 feet tall. It was completely swooshable. I could pick it up. I could not turn it sideways, but I could definitely pick it up, spin it around, fly it, and I basically finished what is basically the skeleton or framework of it in time for a show and to have it on display. This thing was about 400 hours of work. This is the kind of my ultimate build that I've been working on. And to give you a sense, I'm about 5'9", so there's me standing next to it.
Oh my goodness.
A couple little details I'll point out is if you really look at the bottom here, the entire structure is resting on a single Technic end on each of the 4 corners.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, it's kind of nuts. Where I worked out how to do really strong Technic space framing through triangulation, and then got all of the weight to get supported down to just the tippy end of a Technic lift arm.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. Now, I had this up in my garage, and ultimately the door was left open one evening by accident, and a raccoon or the wind gust came in and knocked it over. So this is, we talked about failure. So this is what happens when a 7.5 foot tall masterpiece comes crashing down.
Oh my goodness. Right there on the photography.
Yeah,
backdrop.
it fell right against the photography backdrop, and the name of this one is Glorious Destruction. And yeah, I wanted, and the night before I was on a live stream, I actually lifted this up and was showing it off and how cool it was, and of course humility strikes when you get too full of yourself.
Oh man.
But it is beautiful in its own way, which leads me, I believe. Well, we'll come back to prosperity at the very end.
Okay.
I do want to highlight yet another mock. So this is Abaddon the Destroyer. This was my exercise in learning bionicle or construction methods. So this is a you can tell by the Queen Whatever. You can see all the antler horns coming in there, and kind of the shape of the head. You get a sense of like how massive this big boy is. To give you a sense, Abaddon is using my original Blacktron dragon now as a pet. And there is the original.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so there's the Blacktron collectible minifigure bounty hunter for scale against the Blacktron dragon. The original castle dragon was kind of the inspiration.
Oh, that's rad. That's like Fright Nights, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Or the classic castle guys too had that in there. But you kind of get a sense that this sucker took me weeks of iterative effort to kind of get together. And this one also was an exploration into blacklight and using the trans-neon green and trans-neon orange fluorescing elements. And then by sheer luck, I cut up some vintage decals that I thought would be really cool that had this holographic effect. And it turned out the green parts of those fluoresced under blacklight as well, just as a very fortunate side effect. I remember finishing this model, and it was one of the first times I ever met Richard and Flynn, and you know they're really into spooky, uh, you know, stuff. So this kind of like I think hit their heartstrings by you know having a fluorescent mega beast, you know, put together.
Where did you meet them?
I met them through the Pink Bucket Nation, which is
Okay.
Bricksmith. There's a Sunday live stream I join fairly religiously at this point, where I kind of joined up, and I think Jess and them and a couple others went through that Pink Bucket Nation
Okay.
while the show was airing, and sort of that's how they met me at least, and that's how they met Julian and a couple of the other folks who hang out there. But yeah,
the wings on this thing are incredible, man. You've got it's just wild.
Talk about Bricklink. Bricklink was my friend. I ordered a ton of as many spooky green wings because Blacktron, you know, is all about the trans neon green and black elements. So I basically smashed the heck out of 2 bricks and minifig stores for every. I think it was like every gold, silver, white, and black construction piece me and little and small art director could get our hands on during the Christmas break, and then sort of started working on this thing.
That's awesome, dude. It's so good. What's your how close is your closest your nearest bricks and minifigs?
They're all about. Let's see. The one to the south is 45 minutes. The one to the north is an hour 15.
So Mark and I met.
Yeah, you met at one, didn't you?
We met at Bricks and Minifigs. Jake Sadovich, well, actually, yeah, Jake Sadovich I know is a Bricks and Minifigs fan because he finds a lot of his weird parts in the lug there, or in the bulk there. Let's see. I know Blair is a big fan of Bricks and Minifigs. Yeah, man, they're just all over, and I absolutely love them. I can't say enough good about them.
Oh yeah, I love them, and of course, you know, being able to used to be able to, you know, just going through the bins and finding all the cool stuff that really excites you is always epic.
Yeah.
And they're so customer friendly. I mean, I said, "Oh, do you have any Bionicle pieces?" And they had them all in these storage crates. And I was just like, "Go through the storage crates." And then she came back later and she said, "Well, actually, I need you to not take the Bionicle masks because they're a different custom item." And I was like, "Oh crap! I think I just pulled a bunch of those." But it wound up being okay. We just kind of came to agreement. But yeah, I've got just weapons. The weapons on this thing. I've got like my son said I needed a flamethrower, so there's a flame tank.
Yeah.
I've got the electronic pew pews going on. I've got the ball shooters. You know, just the idea was just spikes and blades and the Ninjago virtual sets had just come out, so I bought a bunch of those too. But yeah, every sort of just mean-spirited, armor-plated thing that you could ever. Yeah, my son said I needed to have a stinger tail because you know, rattlesnakes have a tail that shakes, and it made sense to him, so why not?
So this is sort of intentionally a lot of construction, a lot of Bionicle pieces for you.
Absolutely, yeah. Like I said, I'm always trying to learn a new method, and this is me trying to master construction and Bionicle as a construction system. And there's a sense of scale.
It's incredible. I've been getting a lot of people, not a lot, but I've been getting a number of people telling me lately that they want me to try it. And I'm not opposed to it. I use it I use it often for like the tails on the Batwing that I just showed a minute ago are from Bionicle. So I tend to use the pieces that I think look interesting as texture, detail.
Hero Factory I throw into there by well. I know I'm not supposed to say that Bionicle is Hero Factory and Hero Factory is Bionicle, but basically, I'm glad that I did this last. Bionicle for me is one of these building methods that just took a long time to find.
I think you might be covering up your microphone.
Am I better now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, my hand must have blocked it. Construction or Bionicle or however you want to call it is probably the one technique that took me the longest time to where I finally felt like I was getting somewhere with it and really shaping the structure well with it.
Awesome.
I want to just take a side step just for a minute. So if anybody follows me on Flickr or you guys want to go to Flickr, I document the entire work in progress building journey. So what's really cool is I like to tell people this stuff is not as beautiful as it seems fully formed. You can see I'm like trying to make a come at me bro kind of stance on that thing.
Yeah.
It's so I every one of my builds, you know, look how sad that is compared to the final.
No, come on, it's still cool.
Yeah, I mean it's cool in its own way, but and you want to talk about failure? There you go, smush. But I always document the work in progress, and I take lots of shots along the way, so that people can kind of see how things evolve over time, and sort of how it all comes together. So each one of these builds that I've reviewed today, and builds I'm not reviewing today or tonight, I should hit the back button like a million times now. To get us back to where we should be. All of the builds I've shown. What?
Whoa.
That's not. Whoa.
I've never seen that before. It's a season 2. It's an AFOL Spotlight Live season 2 first.
I managed to break Flickr. How did that happen? Okay.
Benjamin Dury said, "Hi, Boone," and I said, "Hi, Benjamin," and he said, "OMG," he actually said hi back. So there, now I said, OMG, he actually said hi back.
I
love it when you.
I love it when you blow the chat's mind by giving a shout out. That's always an epic part of the stream. The last piece of work to show is right behind me, so I can either show the photo or I can just we can stop.
Everybody wants to see you pick it up, right?
I mean that's the fan request that always happens, right? So. Let's talk about prosperity. It collapsed. I said, okay, it wasn't strong enough. It wasn't good enough. So it's time to do prosperity 2. And as you guys can tell, the top third of the spaceship is a big crystal canopy. So I reworked. I'm gonna sit back here.
Yeah.
I reworked.
Full screen.
Yeah, you got to big screen me here, and let me know when I'm ready.
You're good.
All right. So. The idea was I realized I wanted to make it like a Fabergé crystal egg because I still had some windscreens left over, and I wanted to just take my build to that next level, which is, you know, having a crystal egg, having these flying buttresses or Technic structures supporting it, and then reworking the interior strength so that it really was going to be a spaceship that was not just vertically swooshable, but you know, I could really demonstrate some you know, that I kind of got the idea down. So I know it freaks people out when I do this, but trust me, this thing is 100%.
Oh my goodness!
So it's completely 100%.
Shit. It's amazing.
Yeah, and there you can kind of see the
oh my goodness,
kind of the underlying structure, core. I realize I'm probably clipping off the side of the screen because this thing is so massive.
Let me try. Can I try to get a screenshot of you real quick? Like, can you frame yourself real well there, like holding it up in the air? Maybe turn it to the side a little bit more. I'm being such a jerk. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There we go. I got it. Now I can use that in the future. Oh, yep. You're incredible.
So here I've never tried this before, so this is going to be really fun. There we go.
One-handed. Hold on. Print screen. Got it. Nailed it. Oh my goodness.
Called it.
Dude. Okay. That carries us. Hey, Corey Kinnick is in the chat and fainted when you
Hey, Corey. It's
here,
okay, Corey.
That's gonna take us to the next big question.
Yeah.
Moto.
Yes.
if it's up to you, if it were up to you, would we see you on season 2 of Lego Masters?
Absolutely. I applied, and I would eagerly anticipate anybody contacting me at any point in time. Yeah, I would love to take a run at that show. I mean, really push the extremes of what it is to be a builder in a competitive environment. It's both terrifying and exciting.
Well, I think you certainly seem to be proving yourself in the wild. What do you think? Should we try this game with Blair?
Yeah, we should. We should absolutely try this game with Blair.
We haven't talked about the wolf, have we?
But we want to save that.
So we're saving the wolf. We're going to try the game with Blair. We're going to try the game with Blair. I'm texting Blair a message. I'm saying we're about to begin. We're about to begin. I'm going to let you into the Zoom room. Everybody, I'm looking straight into the camera now. I have no idea how this is going to go. I'm switching to a thing that I'm calling full zoom. Now, Moto, I'm going to have you share your screen. This is going to be a fun game. I think it's going to be a fun game. I hope you all love it. Go get your mom. Go text your cousin. Tell them to get on the stream right now because this is going to be worth watching.
Okay.
I'm letting Blair in.
I'm sharing my browser.
Is Blair there? Hello, Blair. Blair is connecting.
Hey.
Blair!
Jimmy?
Oh!
Thank
hey,
you.
Blair.
What's up, guys?
Thank you for being a guinea pig.
Totally.
I am going to screen share. I am going to... I'm checking multiple participants can share simultaneously. Blair, can you share a web browser screen and let us see what the layout looks like?
Let me see where that is at. Hold on a second.
No problem.
I see Moto's background. And... oh, now I've...
Hi, Blair.
it. I just don't know what the command is.
Is it? It should be down. Do you have some buttons
share screen.
down at the bottom?
Yeah, hold on. And I wanted this one. This one. Yeah. All right, and then Bricklink. Yeah?
Yeah, except we don't see it. I wonder why.
Do I have to go to...
Let me see.
Boone,
It
It
says
says
I am
options.
screen sharing.
Blair,
Okay.
side-by-side mode. Oh, no. Blair
Do I have to go to
Archer.
Bricklink?
Oh, can we not actually do... Oh, it's not going to work. Oh, okay. Okay, we can improvise a little bit. All right, everybody.
We're going to demonstrate some adaptability.
So what I need, yeah, both of you need to go to Bricklink. Just go to the homepage, bricklink.com.
Okay.
But what we need to play this game in the future, this is totally a test, everyone. And what we need to play this game in the future is some platform that will allow us to see 2 different people's screens at the same time. It looks look, and I've got maybe if I take it off speaker view, no, gallery view. I'm in gallery view, and we can't do advanced sharing options. Multiple participants can share simultaneously, but we can't see them at the same time. Oh, dual monitors recommended. What does that mean? That I've got multiple monitors up. Why can't I see them all? I want to see them all. Oh, well, I'm just going to have to switch back and forth. It even says side-by-side mode. But that sort of changes that.
Are you seeing the Bricklink coming from my end, though?
Yeah, that's Bricklink. Here we go.
I think, Blair,
right.
I think I'm seeing yours, but I'm on the main screen.
And then this is Moto. So here's Blair. I can switch back and forth. So there's Blair. There's Moto. Blair, can you...
Okay.
Are you at the main screen?
He's not. I think I see his profile.
All right, everybody. Here's the game. It's called... what do I call it? We're gonna play Bricklink Battle. It's gonna be a Bricklink Battle. All right. Thank you both for being my guinea pigs. So, from the chat, we need a recommendation give us a set, give us a unique Lego set from the history of the Lego catalog from the chat. What are we going to start with? I'm going to have these two guys navigate to the page for that set as soon as we get a recommendation from the audience. And Ben Kahn is in it. He says it's a Bricklink battle. We're playing it. We need a recommendation from the chat for any. Okay, Ben Kahn says 110. What is 110? Number 110, set 110. Let's see it.
Universal building set.
And
This
we
is
are
an ancient
on.
one, though. This is like Samsonite era
We're seeing Blair here. All right. It was released in 1977, and now we can see the entry for this set on Bricklink. Now, in the chat, here's what's going to happen. In the chat, people are going to recommend a set. Let's see, are both people there? Blair is there, Moto is there. Both contenders are on the same page. In the chat, I'm going to ask someone to give me a set that is as different to set number 110 as they possibly can. Then Blair and Moto are going to simultaneously, without doing any typing, by only clicking the links that are available below the navigation on Bricklink. That means using the links within the item, sections there. You have to get from set 110 to set. What is 60141? I'll look it up.
Okay, Boone, can we use the tree up above, or is just limited to
You can
this
use,
thing?
let's see, where it says category.
Yeah, because I landed on the original box. I don't think I landed on the set.
Oh,
Sorry.
I think you're in the set. No,
Oh,
you can't use the tree because you could click catalog in the tree and then be all the way out to the catalog.
Okay, as long as Blair, oh, this is going to be nearly
Alright.
impossible.
Only
Okay.
things down in the light gray beneath everything next to catalog.
Yep. So you've got
So
all of that stuff. Those are the links you can use.
Everything I've highlighted, right?
Yep. Everything you've highlighted, and of course,
Holy cow.
as you bounce around, you're going to be encountering other types of pages on Bricklink, right? But,
yeah, I know. But
But I'm going to try to narrate. I'm going to try to narrate what we got going on.
Wait,
the 60141.
you said no
I'm gonna see what
typing,
it is.
right?
60141. No
Nope.
typing. No typing is
typing.
correct. No
So I
typing is
can cut
correct.
And paste.
I'm looking for okay.
Nope.
Let's see. What's 71043?
Are you kidding me?
71043 is Hogwarts. Which one? It's
Oh
the
God, which one?
no 70143. I must have misread that. 71043.
Wait, did you just change the number I'm looking for?
Yeah, we haven't started yet.
Okay.
I'm still looking for a. Are you going, Blair?
I thought we were looking for a 60 something.
No.
Go back to the start, Blair.
Go back to the
Okay.
start.
Can't have any cheating. Come on.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
can't look at the set that we're targeting. He's just going to describe it, and then we have to somehow get there.
Okay, so this is it. Using the links beneath
Oh my God.
the catalog tree in the gray, you have to get from set Universal Building set number 110 to Hogwarts Castle 71043. It's a Bricklink battle. Go! I am looking at Moto's screen. Moto is trying a Bricklink seller. We're gonna go on over to Blair's screen. He has gone out to, oh my goodness, Blair is already in Harry Potter. I'm gonna ask him
How did he
later
do
how did he get to Harry Potter so quickly. We're going
Didn't I
back to
just hit
Moto's screen.
sets?
Oh, okay, so Moto is in a Bricklink seller looking for something from Harry Potter. I'm imagining.
I mean,
Going
this is the
back
set.
to
Did I do
Blair
it wrong?
Archer. You did it! You did it! Okay, so
How
can
did
you
he
go
do
backward?
that?
How did you do it,
Well, I
Blair?
just did-
Just hit the back button. Take us all the way back.
Yeah, I'm going to go back too because I have no idea how I did that fast.
See, this would be
Well,
so
I
much
thought I
better.
was going to need to copy and paste numbers from within the window, but you said I can click on stuff down here, right? Anything down here?
So what did you click on?
I clicked on sets.
No, you can't. You can't click on that tree.
Oh, no, not the
Wait.
tree, man.
I thought you meant this tree.
No, you can't.
Oh,
because
not that. That's why I was trying to ask
because-
before. I'm sorry. It's
no,
kind of
it's
confusing.
that's my bad. Hey, that's why we're
Okay.
doing. That's why we're all guinea pigs with this.
Okay, do you want to start over?
Do we, is this worth playing again?
Oh yeah. But
No,
which-
I'll try
which-
again. I cheated by
Yeah,
accident.
so,
Okay.
so
I'm just
Blair,
trying to get
Blair,
used to it.
you have to tell me which Hogwarts is it? Is it like the micro scale big one, or is it like the old one, or?
Okay, go ahead and navigate yourself to Hogwarts Castle 71043, and we'll start there, and we'll get a new recommendation from.
Okay, that'll be a
from
lot
the chat.
easier. Oh,
Get a new
yeah,
recommendation
this
from
was
the chat. So everyone in the chat, let's see what
why?
you want me to say that again. It's 71043. So
Oh,
we're,
yeah, it's the
we're
big-
starting
the-
we're starting with 71043.
Got it.
Because now I'm not quite sure which way to go.
Who are we looking at? We're still looking at Blair's. Blair, go ahead and just use the search to get to the castle, because that's where we're starting now. We're gonna take another.
Okay, so 71043.
Yeah, we're gonna take
Yeah,
another
so-
recommendation.
We're gonna start with this set, and then they're gonna give us a new random destination.
Okay, Jake
Oh
has
my
given
God!
us. Jake
Okay,
has
well
given
then
us a
my second
recommendation.
idea. Sorry to cut you off. My second idea was to copy and paste numbers.
No, you
like I
can't.
do
You
when my
can't.
keyboard is broken.
Oh, no. Links only. Links only.
So links only, navigating through, but not these links up here that make
No,
it easy.
you can't
Okay,
use the
gotcha.
you can't use the navigation trees. It
Oh
has to
my
be links within the entry
description of
for
the
the set.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Jake Sadovich has given us Lego set. Let's see, are you both in the same place? Blair, you're still not.
Yeah. Oh wait, why did it go back? Oh, I'm sorry, it didn't click through.
No, it's fine. All right. It's gonna be another Bricklink battle. Here we go. So this is Blair's screen. This is Moto's screen. They're both in the same place. Man, I wish I could show both of these at the same time. If anybody out there can email me and tell me how to host
okay.
Bricklink battle in a live stream on YouTube for future reference, I would love to know, because I've been thinking about this for a long time. All right.
This is nuts.
Here it is. The set recommended by the one and only Jake Sadovich. Number 21313, ship in a bottle. 21313, ship in a bottle.
Okay,
Blair
you say go.
Archer. Blair Archer is
Say go
going
when you're
to
ready.
2018. Go. Blair Archer has clicked on 2018. He's looking through 2018. We're going to switch over to Moto. Moto has gone to pieces. He's looking through the pieces, probably for something that he thinks might be in the ship in a bottle. Blair has He's
Can
gone
I go
back.
to my wanted list?
He's gone back, and he's looking around. He's thinking, where do I get? I'm going to go to parts. So Blair, or maybe minifigs. What's he thinking? What's he thinking? Let's check it. We'll leave Blair for a moment there. We're going back to Moto. Moto is now going through sets that are these sets from the same year, 2018? He's thinking about Elsa's Castle there. He's thinking about maybe, what is he thinking? Maybe which of these sets might have something in common.
I'm thinking
with
Jake
the-
used that element, the darn
now
element. I
Blair
can't find
Blair
it.
has gotten to Voltron. He is into Lego Ideas.
Oh, he's got it.
Kusu. He's almost there.
It won't
He's
let me
gonna click
click.
on that. Oh, it won't let him click it. What? Why won't it let him click it? He's
no.
clicking on. Okay, now he's on there. That's the thing. You're not allowed to click. You just click the
Oh,
thing you're
damn
not
it.
allowed to click, but you're close.
Well, wait, if I go back down to here.
You've got to be close.
Come on.
Let's check on Moto. Let's see where Moto is. Moto
I'm dying
is still looking at sets, I think, from the year that the castle came out. We're going back to Blair. He's moving around in someone's Bricklink store, looking around in Lego Ideas on someone's Bricklink store. Can he get to the ship in a bottle? It feels like he's so close. He has come all the way to
It's a
Voltron,
matter of
which
time.
is going to someone else's Bricklink store. Lego Ideas. They don't have a ship in the bottle in their store,
It's
unfortunately.
a great set.
We are
I mean,
going
you
back
can't
to
blame
Moto.
him.
We're going back to Moto. He's still looking
Bingo.
at sets. Oh, Moto. He's not on the page yet. Moto has landed on the page for 21313, ship in a bottle. Let's check and see how far did Blair get. Blair is still kind of
Nope.
flirting with Lego Ideas. he was going the right direction, but just couldn't quite beat Moto. All right, everybody in the chat, give a hand for Blair for joining us. Give a hand for Moto.
Oh, Blair, thank you so much.
Give a hand for Moto for winning the first ever absolutely fair and no cheatery Bricklink battle. No, we know it wasn't. It wasn't on purpose, Blair. That first round.
My audio was a little weird for a minute, and so I didn't quite catch everything that was happening, and I was trying to keep up with the chat. So that was wild. What a great idea, and really thinking outside of the blocks there.
Yeah. Hey, Blair.
Nice.
Yeah.
What I did is I managed to find one of the translucent elements in a friend set that was a windscreen that I knew that Jake had in the set, and then I went to this piece appears in so many sets. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I was hoping that someone else would have something recent enough after I realized the only piece I could think of was the Paradisa windows, and I didn't know how I was going to get to those windows. Even though I just got an order of 40 of them, I know how I can walk to get them, but I don't know how I was going to find them that way.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, Jake, it's wonderful to see your set here on Bricklink, and yeah, thank you so much for suggesting it.
Hey, thank you guys so much. Blair, will you consider being a guest on season 2 of AFOL Spotlight Live?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. I'll reach out to you. I'm trying to get I'm going to try to get Leah Chan. She doesn't know that yet, but I'm going to try to snag her. Ryan Zagalo is going to come on for a very special Batman exclusive Batman episode of AFOL Spotlight Live soon. And you just heard it here. Blair will be on one of these weeks with us. Blair, do you mind if we say goodbye so that I can full screen Moto?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Good to see you guys.
Thank you, Blair, for being an awesome friend and a guinea pig tonight.
And not a sore loser. That was a great trial run.
Good,
I like this game.
Good to see you again, Blair.
Awesome.
It was awesome.
See you too, Moto.
All right.
Yeah.
Take it easy, guys.
Bye-bye. Oh, there we go. How do I? Maybe if I just stop his video? No, that doesn't. Because I need to before we. Oh, there we go. Okay, thank you so much, Blair. That was awesome. We're gonna go back to this screen, and now we're gonna talk about the wolf, and then we're gonna take some questions from the Q&A. Does that sound good to you, Moto?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for playing that game with me. I had no idea how it would go. Did you have fun?
I had a lot of fun, and oh yeah, it's getting late. So we won't have time to do the cool stuff we found online, right?
I think we can. We'll just
okay, good.
Q&A will have to be short, and let's make the cool stuff we found online. Let's kind of make it a little brief, okay? It'll be.
I'm gonna make it super brief.
Yeah, awesome. We're exposing people to things, and then I'll leave all of that time to you. And all right, man. So this is what everyone is going crazy about this week. The wolf. It's the wolf, man. Hey, before we dive into the wolf, people in the chat, let me know what you thought of the Bricklink battle. Should we try that again in the future? Maybe I even thought about we could have an entire live stream that's just people taking on other people in Bricklink battles. It could be a big, bracket, and we can have a competition, tournament or something like that. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Okay, here it is, the wolf, man.
Yeah, this is just a Flickr album. I posted these earlier this week, and people are, flipping out. Front side, these are the professional photos I took out in my garage studio area. I really liked how it turned out, but I'd rather stop sharing my screen and pull the model down and have people interact with it. So I've turned my overhead light off. That usually helps. I'm going to try to bring my lighting in a little bit closer because it helps with the eyes. And there's nothing quite like, oh, my audio went.
You're good. I've got.
Yeah, my audio clipped out for a while.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay.
Oh.
So here I've got the wolf. Can you guys see? I'm not wearing my I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to put my glasses on now that I'm actually far enough away. So hopefully you guys can register the eyes.
Yeah, they're rad. Can you maybe tip the nose up just a little bit, and I bet we'll be able to see the eyes a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick it up and move it around.
Oh, cool. It's awesome, man.
Um,
What gave you the idea for this?
so there is a beautiful YouTuber, Brick Science or Brickitecture. He lives an hour south from me. He's a great TFOL, and he makes Iron Man and the Atom and a bunch of armor using this technique, which involves using mixel joints in combination with wedge plates. And I don't know, the idea just popped in my head and wouldn't go away. So I started to make the wolf head. And once I figured out the eye technique, that kind of set the proportions and size of and scale of it.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was about modeling, all the molars and the fangs for the lower jaw. And if I tilt this back, hopefully you guys can kind of see that I've got the upper jaw molars in there. And maybe I really blacked out the back, but there's a little bit of a red throat back there as well. But yeah, it's got a nice profile too. I've shadow boxed the ears.
Yeah.
And then because this is an AFOL stream, what I like is the back end. So if I go to a display, I really think
Oh, it's
this is
so
where
rad.
this is where people are gonna hopefully really enjoy the kind of what goes into this. So it's a Technic frame. I did mixel joint spars to make sure everything was kind of holding together equal.
How do you feel about the structural integrity of that there face?
It's pretty. I mean, it's not. It's stronger than photo.
Yeah.
It's I'd say, I can definitely. I wouldn't like shake the heck out of it or do a play function with it, but it's definitely.
Sure.
Yeah, it's 11 pounds of brick. It's a lot stronger than it looks.
Legomatic said, but can you wear it?
Well, yeah, everybody wants it to be a mask, but what you don't realize is if I put my head up to this thing, it's way too big. It's way too heavy. But yeah, I really like the kind of revealing how it was put together. And it really is like a million mixel joints and working out the math to make the seams try to close as much as possible.
It's awesome.
And then,
you say a million mixel joints. Do you do your parts acquisition on Bricklink, or what's your primary? We talked a little bit about bricks and minifigs earlier.
Yeah. Yes. A lot of these plates and a lot of my white brick comes from ordering through Bricklink, and especially when you're talking about the spaceship or the Technic that goes into that thing. For the mixel joints, they were on the pick-a-brick wall at one point. And I went, scoop, 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 mine. And then ever since then, and then I used so many, I did have to do a Bricklink order for the toe ball joints. I did, because it consumed a lot of them, a lot more than I thought. Or no, maybe I'm mistaking that. It could have been Bricklink, it could have been pick-a-brick. I just forget.
This thing is beautiful, man. It's really awesome.
Thank you.
Hey,
and then the nose is, when I talk about new part usage, I've got two of the bionicle joint things kind of jammed into the end of the water faucet pieces just to give the little nostrils there flare.
Wow. That's cool. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Huh.
Yeah, we could go to Q&A, or I don't know if you wanted to see any other aspect of it, but it's just easy. It's one-handed lift.
Yeah,
it's pretty sturdy.
That's incredible.
Sure.
Dude,
thank you.
It looks so good. Let me ask you this. You've been to what you talked about going to a convention earlier. What convention did you show at?
So, yeah, I've only shown in conventions in the Denver area.
Okay.
So that's like Denlug or Cowlug. So it was the Denver version of Comic-Con. I've been to May the 4th at a hangar. We have this beautiful Rocky Mountain train show that happens, and then Brickfest Live Denver. This year was going to be my great year to finally make it to Chicago.
Yeah, and it's not happening.
And it didn't happen, right?
Okay,
it blew up.
So let me ask you this. I know things are weird in the world and conventions aren't happening, but when they kick back up, what are the chances we could get you at Bricks Cascade?
If I didn't bring any models and flew, I might be able to do it.
Okay, all right. But people want to see your models. That's the whole point. How are you gonna take models to Brick World, or you're just gonna go?
No, I was going to go to rent a large capacity vehicle and drive. It's a 2-day drive to Chicago.
Okay.
And then I looked up Portland, and it's 20 plus hours.
Okay. All right.
That's a long haul, man. But I don't know if you ship me enough Mountain Dew or something, or twist my arm, I'd probably go.
All right. I'll work on it. I've got time. I have a feeling.
Yeah,
I have
you're
a
gonna
feeling.
work me over.
Yeah, I have a feeling. I have a year or two to figure it out. Ben
Absolutely.
Kahn says, what parts make up the eyes?
I'm glad you asked. I've done so on my YouTube channel. I did an entire tutorial on how the eyes are constructed. But I will take. I think I'm done displaying it. So let me get this container out of the way. Okay, Ben. Oh yeah, you keep talking while I grab this piece.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what's your handle on YouTube?
I don't have one. It's that random long string, so you're gonna have to put it in the description.
Well, if I that's fine. I'm gonna. What is going on here? The computer
The mods. Yeah. And the mods are crushing some bad stuff right now. Thank you, mods, while I'm not there. So Ben, this is the same eye that's inside the model. I won't go into it, but basically there is a 4x white dish for the back of the eye. The new Harry Potter sparkly dish, that's 4x, in order to give that reflective night look to the back of the eyeball. Ratchet down to a 3. And the way that so you want all of these dishes to be reversed, and that's what gives the iris that lifelike reverse look of a convex shape. Sorry, I had to think for a while there. And then those little pieces that they use for sliders all the time on carpets. So that's what the pupil is. It's the exact. It really gives that idea of a specular highlight when you drop a black piece in. I've got a single translucent blue stud just to get that reversal to happen. By the end of it, by the end of it, you get a super.
Oh, it's so cool, man.
Isn't that an awesome effect?
Yeah.
And once I made it, I had to put it in the model. I built the model kind of around that proportion at that point.
Did you? Is there any way those could move around in there, like he's looking around, or is it just out of the question?
Oh, you are thinking like a Lego master, because Richard asked the same question. He's like, you got to motorize those, and unfortunately, the model, the plates are right up against the edges of the dishes, so they're the way it's built. The dishes are locked into a single position.
Awesome. By
the surrounding plate work. I'd love to make a move. It would have been great, but it didn't work out.
It's so beautiful. I don't mean to ask you a question that you have to answer with. No, I'm not going to do that. But why don't we?
I want to. I just can't.
No,
I'm not
it's
that
incredible.
good.
It's incredible. Awesome.
Yeah.
Can we throw it to cool stuff, and then we'll do Q&A? Here we go.
Yes, please.
Cool stuff we found online.
Cool stuff we found online. I can't even remember how that song goes. Moto.
Cool stuff we found online. I'm not great at singing
that
like you
jazzy
are.
thing, right?
Yeah.
It's so weird because we don't hear the music.
No, we don't.
While we're doing the show. So I have not heard the jingle for Cool Stuff since I made that song.
Okay.
Which was probably like January. So everyone who watches AFOL Spotlight Live hears it every time we're on, and I've never heard it again. So it's sort of weird. I should go remind myself how it goes. Here we go.
So,
Moto, you steering for us? What do we got?
I am. I wanted to show not just cool stuff I found online, but I wanted to show and feature 3 builders that have really influenced me in my AFOL journey. So the first one is a guy out of Canada. His name is Tyler Sky. He doesn't post pictures of his work that much, which I think is too bad because I cannot get enough of his building. He
I
really
can't
was.
tell. I can't tell at all that he influences you.
Yeah. So what he does is he takes. He calls himself a friendly builder, which I think is a great name. But he builds like friend versions of stuff that you might like, Boone, which is
Awesome.
the B-wing.
Yeah.
Or he's got the B-wing in there. He's got an X-wing in there. The Y-wing is spectacular. Just the playfulness and the idea of it. Yeah, it's just insane. So not only does he build friendly, but this guy has some of the most legit building. You could tell what I kind of stole something from him there. Oops. But some of the most legit building, just technical. His technical abilities are just at the height of what I consider just an incredible master model maker.
Really cool.
And he has whip stuff. So if you look at these two pictures side by side, he puts this together. By the way, so yeah, he's building a U-wing, right? He's putting it together. He complains about this gap being too big.
Oh.
And he's getting just the not being satisfied with this type of treatment, and instead.
Look at that one. Will you click on that one with all the round circles in the middle? Please.
Yeah. So once you solved it, you just understand that this guy's working on a different level.
Yeah. There was a different one. There was a different picture.
Did you want the one? Sorry, you wanted the one next to it?
Yeah. No. It's No, I can't. It sort of had like. Oh no, I don't see it. It sort of had like a big. It had like a big circle, like right in the middle. Oh, with the dish. Yeah, that one. Look at this. Look at how good that looks. Oh, it's so good. And the white pieces are so clean. And look at the little flowers.
Yeah. Absolutely. So there. Yeah. So I love the white base color because it represents NASA for me in space. But also it is the secondary effect of any bright friend color you throw on there is just going to jump out.
Okay, cool. And so who is this? Give us the handle one more time on Flickr.
Tyler Sky, which would have been TYLERSKY or Brick Sky. Brick Sky.
There you go. Brick Sky on Flickr. Okay, do you mind if we move on? Do you mind if we move on just so that we can get to? Oh,
yep.
We talked about this Fire Gorgon earlier, back in season 1 of AFOL Spotlight Live.
Yeah, I'll mention that it's already been here, but Andrew Steele, when I was thinking about Bionicle and construction, this is my go-to spirit animal.
Wow. This thing is amazing. Yeah.
And then Josephine Monterroso. This lady is so she is what I call a Lego poet. She'll take and she will defeat anybody with maybe 20 pieces or less.
Goodness gracious.
So, yeah, you get stuff from Josephine that
go to that hand, or the hands that are reaching out on the table, and it's the most recent one, like the very top left.
These guys?
No, she
makes robots. Yeah, so she works with probably sub 200 elements, but it's the way she manages to put just the most illegal of all illegal connections together.
It's crazy.
Some of her stuff will pretty much destroy the element if you're doing it. But I lifted and stole one of her hands for one of my builds just because I couldn't make it any better. There was nothing left to improve on. When she solved it to. This is the hand I stole.
Yeah, so good.
And then her brick heads. I mean, she's got exploding head guy from Scanners, or Bruce Willis, or just her techniques are just completely Yeah,
Really
just
cool.
off the charts. Yeah, so that
Really
was
cool.
that's just someone who really uses the brick in a way that I wish I could aspire to. Just look at this. This stupid light bulb is what, 5, 6 elements?
What? I don't even get it. What is it? It's okay. All right, I see it now.
Yeah, it takes a while, right? But once you
Wow.
kind of get over the fact that it's completely deceived you, you kind of begin to realize her genius is
Yeah.
really it really shines through in the smallest
That's
of things.
amazing.
So yeah,
Amazing.
I'll stop sharing my screen. But yeah,
That's
Tyler.
incredible.
So Tyler Sky for the friendly and just great work. Andrew Steele, of course, for the amazing construction work and mixed martial arts stuff. And then Josephine, just a Lego poet who deserves much more credit than, well, I guess she's got 1,300 followers, so I
Yeah.
shouldn't say she's got enough people jiving on her work.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yep.
Do you know where she's from? Does she go to conventions and stuff, or is she
I
just
only
online?
managed, so she doesn't post very often, and my sense is she's a very private person.
Okay. Yeah.
When I managed to finally contact her, because she had Portland, Oregon as her place, and I was like,
yeah.
because I was like, I asked you guys, do you know who this is? And you and Perry said we don't know who she is.
Yeah.
I messaged her and said, I don't want to like be a creeper, but like Boone and some of these guys are like really want you to show up to their lug or talk to you because your stuff's amazing. And she said, oh, I moved and I never changed it. So she has since updated it, and she now lives in Michigan. But if anybody on the chat or anyone in the Michigan area or whatever could convince her to show up to some meeting sometime, she's just I don't know. She just seems like a really awesome builder.
Yeah.
I'd like to know.
Awesome. Cool. All right, here we go. We're going to dive into Q&A. It's the AFOL Q&A. I don't think that one has a song either. We just had to sing it, make it up. Hey, everybody, put your Q&A questions in the live chat. We will answer as many of them as we can. We've got 14 minutes. Moto, we're going to start with Perry's other hilarious question. If you could legally adopt any AFOL, who would it be and why?
Wow, that is the weirdest question.
You can think about it. Benjamin says, what is your favorite mock that you made, Moto?
My favorite mock is always the last one I completed, so right now it's the Wolf, but before that it was the Dome. I mean, it's like every time I finish one, it becomes my new favorite. Until I go in the garage and take stuff to a show again, and then I'm like, oh, I forgot how cool this was.
Jeff McElwee, thank you so much. Donates a $5 to the live stream.
Oh, the super chats are rolling in. All right, here we go.
Thank you so much, Jeff. Jeff says, Moto, what's the biggest problem you run into while you're building a build, mid-build? Like, what's the biggest problem you run into mid-build?
So the thing I spend the most amount of time, so I work in kind of a strategy. I start with structure, then surfacing it, then styling it, then stickering it. And I'm sure lighting would get in there if I did that, or motors. But structure is the hardest part of the build, where I'm working out the proportions and I'm working out the overall feel of it. And also, once again, I'm learning a new technique every build I go after. So amping up and getting, that 12, 14, 20 hours of effort in to really learn the new technique and how it's supposed to jive is the biggest struggle. But once I break through that barrier and I'm kind of mastering it, then things start to flow very quickly.
Yeah. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nathaniel says, how long do your models usually take? And Benjamin asks, how long did the Wolf take?
The Wolf was, I lost track because of COVID. I did it off and on, but I'm guessing it was 120. So a lot of my models, a lot of my models weigh in between 80 and 120 hours. And the only exception is the big egg thing. The original Prosperity model was a 400-hour multi-build process. And normally I only build for half of the year. So normally I only build between December and June, and then I take the rest of the year off to do my other hobbies. Now, with all this craziness going on, that's changed a bit. But when I'm building, I dedicate about 20 hours of my week exclusively to Lego building. So it's a pretty hardcore, intense thing going down.
Awesome. Hey, folks, make sure if you're asking a question in the chat, would you please put a question mark at the end? Because that's kind of, as I'm sort of scanning through the chat, that's how I kind of cue my eyes that there's a
Can
question.
I answer one that just kind of floated to the top of my eyeballs?
Yeah.
So Ninja with the bricks was what inspired you to use bars and clips? Because it was there and no one else was doing it. It just seemed to me like once I saw it, it was such an obvious thing to explore. And I did so much research across Flickr and different places. And I noticed that if I didn't see someone doing what seemed like a building technique that should be done, of course I want to go do it because there's so little unexplored territory in the Lego system at this point.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been wanting to build a something. I've been wanting to build something like a Star Destroyer or something big, some big ship that would fly through space. That's literally just like you basically see sort of the skeleton of it built out of bars and clips, and like that's it. And like you could like breathe through it, but you can see the shape of the ship. It's been something I've wanted to do for a while, and I just haven't started. But now
well, you know what?
Loud, so.
If you bought like 1 million of those flag elements and just kind of plated it with flags, why not?
Oh yeah,
you know? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different little things, and you can always contact me afterwards, and we can talk about the stuff that goes into that. But that sounds really cool. And by the way, if you want to challenge yourself, September is only about 5 to 6 weeks away.
Hey, wow, that's
so
crazy.
There you go.
All right.
Yep.
Holly with a $9.99 super chat, starting a collection for Moto's travel fees. All right, thanks, Holly. There we go. If we start now, it should be easy by the time it rolls around.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Holly.
Invest early and get the compound interest to work for you folks.
Yeah.
That's my recommendation. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Holly. To watch videos says, do you collaborate? You work on collaborations?
I have never collaborated with any builder. It's a weakness of mine.
Okay.
But that is, you mentioned Lego Master Season 2, so there might be some discussions I'm having with a teammate that you guys don't. No, not always, not necessarily that, but there might be some things that I don't talk. That I don't talk about. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Benjamin, let's see. Have you ever been disappointed in a mock, Moto?
Oh yes,
I have. Really cut into the heart of it here.
Yeah, yes, I do. And I have a failed one right over in the corner that I could show, but I'm not going to because it's embarrassing. But yeah, I have sketches I started and never finished, and I'm hoping on a stream somewhere down the line. I'm just going to use them to kind of talk about techniques, but they're kind of like they got halfway and I just ran out of the energy because I was just like it's not shaping up the way it should be.
Yeah, cool. Mm-hmm. All right. Insane Lego fan says, "What's ship? Capital SHIP." You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, a ship is a significantly huge investment in parts, and it's anything that is 100 studs in dimension, in length, width, or breadth. So ship timber is dedicated to people making spaceships that are 100 studs long, or 100 studs long, within the month itself, and start to completion.
Okay, cool. And let's see. How long? Mad Raptor Stop Motion says, how long have you been building with Lego?
I have been an AFOL. So I'll stop. I've been a mock builder for 3.5 years now, and only building 6 months out of each year.
All right, it's an incredible.
I'm so new. I'm like a baby compared to the AFOL breadth of experience when you think about it.
Well, the stuff you're building, Moto, is just unbelievable. So awesome job
Yeah,
in
thanks.
3.5
Thanks.
years.
Yeah, I have a mind for it. I have a knack for it. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm looking for other questions. Mad Raptor says, "How?" Oh nope, I just asked that one. Benjamin says, "How long have you been building mocks?" I think he just answered that question.
3.5 years.
Yep, 3.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Moto, will you get the new Lego art sets? Tell us about your relationship to sets, Moto.
Okay, yeah. Let's talk about the first year of an AFOL not doing mocks. So I got back into it because of my son, which is what usually happens as a parent. In order to save money, I bought bulk Lego from thrift stores that was weighed by the pound, and then tumbled it out. And then looking at the license plate stickers or the elements, I would figure out what sets were in that donation, and I would restore them. It quickly escalated to, after a year, I think I had 250 restored Lego sets.
Wow.
And they ran from the 80s all the way through to, I'd say, 2005 or 6. So I restored just about every Lego theme through those years. I love sets because because of all the sets are restored. I learned just about every designer's trick that they integrated into sets. So if you want a great Lego education, you should be building sets on occasion. Or what I do is, oh, I'm sorry, you're showing your hand like I should stop.
No, I was going to connect you to, I was going to connect there to another question, but feel free to go on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so no, if you can't afford sets, you can go to Brickset and you can download the PDF manuals, and you can either build it in Studio, or what I do is I go through the instructions step by step, and it's not as good as having the brick in your hand, but you start to see, oh, there's something new and different. Oh, look at what they did there. Like the Monkey Kid mech, that thing, you have to put it together by your hands. But a lot of other sets, I just audit them, and that's where I pick up new techniques along the way as well. So you start to build up that mental library of little tricks and things you can pull out very quickly to construct stuff.
So cool, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the thing that I thought kind of connected to that, Jack England said, Moto, any recommendations for YouTube channels or other resources to learn various useful mock techniques?
Well, I hear Boone's Belt is a great channel to look at and sub to.
I hope to publish more this fall.
Yeah, that's good. I really like what Richard and Flynn are doing over in Tricky Bricks. They're going through sets. They actually have tutorials on Mondays. That has been fantastic. I've learned personally from the Rockwork tutorial that they did recently. Their belt challenges are great. Beyond the Brick, when they go through conventions, I like to stop and freeze the frame, and then I start to do that 1/10 roll as they pan across stuff, so I can. And I did this on Lego Masters too. I must have watched the in episode like 5 or 6 times. Just look. So like Boone, like when you drop the little 1x1 round tile pieces in between the big yellow gears, in order to make a bearing system.
Yeah.
That's the stuff. That's where you start to learn things, is by stopping and watching and rewinding.
I got that from Ryan Zagalo. Everybody.
Yes.
Ryan Zagalo,
so everybody. Yeah.
Bat Dad. He'll be here in just a couple weeks with a special Batman episode of AFOL Spotlight Live. Yeah, that's awesome. I got that from him.
But yeah, also Flickr is an older platform. But seriously, if you start to look at like me and what I'm favoriting and the people I follow, there are hundreds of people who are exceptional builders that, I like to think I'm a great model builder. I build models very well, but I don't do like landscapes or environments or castles there's a million different specialized areas of expertise that you can quickly start to refer to. I would say New Elementary is amazing. The Brothers Brick blog is a go-to place for me. But yeah, just starting to pick up and start to get that X-ray vision of looking at a model and trying to figure out what's behind the scenes, or if you're on Flickr, the great thing is you drop a comment like, "How did you do that?" Sometimes someone will actually answer you, and
Yeah.
one person sent me the dang studio file of the model, and I was like, "You just opened the gates and showed me everything that you did in there, and that was
Yeah.
amazing. That's how you learn." Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Let's see. We are about a minute away.
Oh darn!
Oh, did you have something else you wanted to say?
No, I want to answer another question.
Oh, well, DB Motion says, is there any way we can support you, Boone? I'm thinking about starting a Patreon. I don't know what that would look like, but Jang resisted it for years and just started his in January, and it seems like he's having a lot of fun with that. There's always the super chat here in live streams at Boone Builds. We'll go to boonebuilds.com real quick, and then we'll finish with one more question for you, Moto. I don't want to end with something that seems.
No, I would encourage you to join Patreon.
Okay. Do you do it?
I support. Yes, absolutely. No, I don't have Patreon. I support others through
Yeah.
Patreon.
So on boonebuilds.com, there are minifigs. There are minifigs of Boone and Mark, and we made a little mascot for Timbertown, which was the episode 1 failing roller coaster. But I thought it would be fun to have them up here anyway. There's some Beyond the Brick stuff there. There's T-shirts. This takes you over to Teespring. I'm actually in the process of switching over. I haven't been 100% satisfied with Teespring, and I know everybody is taking a while to ship stuff right now, or has been. Things I feel like are just starting to get back to normal.
Yeah.
But if you wanted any of our T-shirts, you might want to watch for some announcements for some new things in the coming weeks, because I think I'm going to switch to something, and I'm hoping for a better service experience. But that stuff's there. And then there is a build camp. I'll just take 1 second to plug the build camp. Boonsbuildcamp.com, or you can get it through boonsbuild.com here. And you can read about what's going on at the camp. And my wife and I built this thing. And it has saved our lives in the quarantine, because I was laid off, and this is just it's our thing now, and it's what we both do full time. It's crazy, so thank you all for that, and so thank you for asking who that was at DB Motion. Appreciate that, and maybe I'll think about doing you can actually, if you go to patreon.com/BooneBuilds right now, like, you can support me, but none of the details about what you get are current. They're all like 2-year-old things that I was imagining like 2 years ago. So that's there. It's possible. You could get on board for whatever surprises are going to come there. But all right, Moto, do you see one question you want to end with?
No, I'll end by saying I glancing at the chat, I see folks from Tricky Lug. I've seen regular Boone members here. I'm seeing Pink Bucket Nation folks showing up.
Awesome.
I'm seeing like a Motivation Nation kind of rising up through the chat, and it's been thank you guys for enjoying my work, and for letting me talk to Boone and share the stuff I've built. And thank you, Boone, most of all, of course, for having me on.
No problem. Thank you. It's been such a pleasure getting to know you virtually, and this has been a very fun evening. I think it just occurred to me that I didn't actually show anything when I was talking about the build camp. So here's Boone Builds. What's that?
Yeah, please go to your site because you weren't showing.
Yeah, I thought I was showing it, but I wasn't. So at boonebuilds.com, sorry everybody, feels weird to plug all this stuff again but I wasn't showing it. So I have a few building instructions. We're working on that in the future. Minifigs, we've got some for sale here. We've got some T-shirts. But the really cool thing that I love, if you've got someone in your family, in your life that you think would benefit from joining the Boone's Build Camp, you can find that here at boonebuilds.com/buildcamp, or just go straight to boonsbuildcamp.com, and you can find all of the information here. And I just had so much fun building this thing with my wife. It's been an incredible experience. But anyway, back to us. There it is, Pink Bucket.
I just want to say, the Pink Bucket, my Shep that I rescued, and the latest incarnation of Clicky, the Lego version of Clippy from Microsoft, will show up and say that you're doing an illegal technique. Would you like help with that?
Yeah.
Yes. So So thank all of you. Thank you, all the community members I've met over the years, and it's just wonderful to be able to hang out with you and be with you, Boone. Thank you so much, and let's hear for season 2. I can't wait to see what else you get on.
Here we go. Thank you, everyone. It's season 2. Please subscribe to Boone Builds if you love to see the stuff we got going on here. Thank you to my moderators, Dave Morgan, Ben Kahn, and Perry Wang, and usually Moto, but he was my lovely guest tonight.
And ring that bell. Ring that bell.
Ring that bell if you want to get the notifications. I will be back here at 2 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow with Sam and Manny from LEGO Masters. At least there may be some other LEGO Masters contestants from season 1. We're going to review my latest build challenge with some extraordinary creatures. Thanks again, Moto. Thank you all for joining us, and this has been AFOL Spotlight Live.
Let's go! Climb aboard this proverbial Winnebago. We're talking about the awesome fans of LEGO. So build your mock and shift it into drive.